Now I got to figure out the same thing every time. How to share a post.
Where's
Come join the party, I'm going to say.
come join the party.
I got a couple things to promote today, so
Do
that's
it.
good.
Do it.
Since we don't really have sponsors. I mean, we have our one awesome sponsor, that is.
I know. Are we going? Are we live yet? Trevor Gunner, we love you.
All right, let's run this shit.
Let's run it. Let me get my watch party going. Go ahead, fuck it, run the thing. Select the notification.
In a world with an increasingly complex jiu-jitsu landscape, these two complete fucking morons are here to break things down and give you their unsolicited opinions in the most offensive way possible. We're talking about the Old Man Grappling Hour. Tune in and listen, and we'll have you wondering where that hour just went.
Fuck yeah. God. What's up, Sonny?
Kevin Gallagher.
How are you? Let me finish writing this thing. What day is it? Tuesday? Tuesday.
Oh shit, it's Tuesday. That means it's new movie day. Did you know
new
that?
Movie day.
Yeah, so Tuesdays are new movie day because that's when Tuesdays are when new digital releases come out every week. It's weird. I don't know why they do it. Yeah, I don't know why they do it.
On a second.
I don't know why they do it on a Tuesday, but every Tuesday, if you go look in your like Google Play Movies or your Amazon Prime or your whatever, you look and you see that there's new, you know, supposed to be new movies every week. So let's see what's new this week. I'll tell you if there's anything good. And the answer to that is...
I'm just here.
No, there isn't. There's a movie called First Cow.
First Cow?
It's got a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes anymore. I used to be a big believer in Rotten Tomatoes when it first came out because it was all fan reviews mostly.
Mm-hmm.
It was the aggregate of fan reviews.
Aggregate, I like that.
And then they busted in on.
Now they hired critics.
Yeah, exactly. And the critics, they ruin it for everybody.
Is this an extension of your general distrust for the media, or is this specific to Rotten Tomatoes?
No, it's specific to Rotten Tomatoes because it's like, for instance, Dave Chappelle came out with his special,
and they gave it like a negative.
Yeah, it was called Sticks and Stones.
0, right?
And it had a 0% on the professional critic side,
which was ridiculous.
But on the fan side, it had like a 99 or 100 or something like that.
It's kind of sad that critics would watch that and give it a 0% rating because there were so many comics that considered it to be just a work of math, like a genius work.
It is. Everything Dave Chappelle does, I think, is really worthless. Like, did you see the 846 special he did?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, man. Like, even if you don't agree with everything he has to say, it's still worthy to listen to the perspective of someone who's lived a life that's different from yours.
Yeah.
And he's such a good orator. No matter what he has to say, it's engaging. You know what I mean? So yeah. I find Dave Chappelle to be one of the top comedians, if not the best comedian like in the world, you know?
Yeah, he's amazing. He just has such a gift. It's crazy to watch. There's so many comedians that talk about him as being just a gifted person. Joe Rogan had talked about it on his podcast. There's a really cool clip of him talking about how him and I think it was Chris Rock were at a comedy show or comedy store or whatever comedy club in LA. And, a lot of times what comics will do is what most comics will do is when they're working on new material, they'll go to smaller clubs and they'll kind of hash out the details and get how the fans react, how the crowd reacts to them. So him and Chris Rock were at a small little comedy club doing just that. And they said that when they were about to get off the stage, Dave Chappelle came in, like literally wasn't even planning on doing anything, was in the area and walked in and saw Joe and Chris Rock sitting at a table in the back. And he walked up to him and he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys? Holy shit, Dave, what's going on?" They started talking. And he's like, "Think I should get up?" And they were like, "Fuck yeah, man, you need to get up." And they said that, even on an aside, without anything really legitimately prepared, he went up there and worked on some, new material he wasn't even ready to bring out to that point. And he said they both looked at each other and they said it was still so much better than anything that they could have ever come up with. It's, it's just the genius of it. His ability to tell stories and still have jokes. Like when you listen to the Dave Chappelle stand-up routine anymore, it has a coherency that, he starts with. It reminds me of writing an article, where you start with a thesis that you kind of figure out a way to express in the beginning, and then throughout the course of the article you get back to proving that thesis. Well, Dave Chappelle does that with the stand-up routine. You know what I mean? And you don't really understand what the thesis is, but at the end there's always this universal theme. It's amazing just to listen to him. And
But
he's sneaky about it.
sometimes he'll just take punchlines and put them in a fishbowl.
Yeah, right.
And pull them out.
The genius of that is exactly the same genius of his ability to be able to tell that story, because he could just take something, a phrase, and then get fucking, tell individual jokes throughout the course of an hour-long set. But somehow or another, all of those things are tied together to the end when he's trying to prove, I'm talking about when he's trying to prove his points. And that's something that's like next level shit, man.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
Yeah. There we go. Talk about the segue into Matt Arroyo's head. and Ruben. We need to get Ruben on here sometime just because I like Ruben. I forgot about him. NoJudgesNeeded.com, ladies and gentlemen. Go to No Judges Needed for all of your MMA and jiu-jitsu needs. Look at those hoodies. The hoodies are really nice.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
I like the white zip-up one.
They're really well made too. I rock the gray one. The gray one's probably my favorite. But the blue one he has out is really good too. Really high quality.
It's sold out. I was going to buy it right now. Right online.
Show all the folks at home.
Come on.
The blue hoodie with the white strings is pretty nice.
What about this one?
The gray one's the best.
Is this one sold out?
I like the gray one a lot.
What am I in?
I mean, you're definitely not extra small. Let's go to XL.
Color, I guess black.
Black.
All right, watch this, people.
There it is. Make sure you put the promo code in.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. I'm gonna.
So, folks, we're gonna do a tutorial. We're gonna walk you through how easy it is to get your 25% off. Actually, we're gonna use OMGH 10 because probably OMGH isn't gonna work for us.
Ooh, look at all that popped up for
Theron. I love your name is Theron.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
What is that? What was that a French name?
It is actually.
Yeah, French like Huguenot. Theron, in like some like French nobility or something.
It's 18th century French Huguenot.
18th century.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea what it means. All right, where do I put my promo code in?
There we go. It's gonna come up now.
Gift or discount code. Let's try this. OMGH. Well,
we might have to put OMGH 10 just because apply it anyway. You're not gonna get a discount for the hoodie if it's OMGH 10 anyway.
Has already been
used, so you got to use OMGH 10.
All right, so if you've already used OMGH, try OMGH 10. Let's see what happens. I don't think it's going to give me
Yeah,
shit.
because it's only for rash guards.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll be getting a text from Troy. You guys can't even get that fucking tutorial right. But that is the way you do that. You go into the promo code after you paid, and if you haven't used the OMGH promo code yet, you get 50% off your order, 25% off your order.
Oh, I don't want people to see this.
Yeah, you're good. We get the general idea. You can go back. Troy will know we paid for it. We bought it. We paid for that. Sonny paid for it. I was a part of it. I was in the room when he did it. Fuck, man. I don't know. I don't have much to talk about. Seems like I don't know. I'm over talking about things. I just don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm just over. I don't give a fuck. Just shifting in the wind.
God damn, this
listless.
shit is overpriced. I'm just kidding.
Look at engineer Kara's head in the background. I miss engineer Kara. For those who don't know, that is our engineer, Miss Kara, the lovely Kara in the background. She was in the room with us for quite a long time. And then
Yes, Kara,
fuck off.
Kara was a big part of.
She was a big part of early
Old
production.
Man Grappling Hour
Early production stages.
Look at that. I got my order confirmation from No Judges Needed.
And it's as simple as that. Go to the website, the beautiful website, omgh.com or nojudgesneeded.com. I keep saying that. Then you can enter the promo code OMGH for your discount. And if you've used OMGH already, you can use OMGH10 to get $10 off rash guards, spats, and fight shorts.
Yes.
Which is probably what you're going to buy most anyway.
Right.
If you're in jiu-jitsu, God, how many rash guards and spats do you think? Do you have like a drawer that's just completely overflowing with rash guards and spats?
I do have a lot. But in the last, like, say, year or two, I've transitioned to Walmart shorts and T-shirts when I train, because I do like I do it like who's that black belt in our network? Tom
McCauley.
I do it the Tom McCauley way.
Yeah, the old school way.
I just wear like the shit that I wore to gym class in 1975, and
the old Brazilians wouldn't let you wear rash guards. You had to wear a T-shirt. I don't know why. I don't understand the rationale behind that, but you had to wear a T-shirt. Even at the Gracie Academy, they don't let you wear rash guards. You have to wear a T-shirt. It was at that point. It was like that for a while. I don't know if they've changed it or not. Kron Gracie doesn't wear rash guards. He wears T-shirts in accordance to the old school Gracie ways. So you can say that, hey, you're towing a line. You're trying to be authentic. Authentico.
I'm trying to see how I can start a watch party.
Yeah, I tried to do that shit. I couldn't figure it out either. I'm content with no one watching anymore. I don't even care.
There we go. I started a watch party.
It was like,
oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, I know. I did that for a little bit too. We're gonna have a horrible echo. I missed your whole thing. The whole thing you talked about Rotten Tomatoes because the echo was blaring through. I kind of get the general idea, but I was hearing too. It was funny because I was hearing the story again.
Here they all come.
Here they come.
Anyway,
perfect. How have you been, man? You been good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been good. I trained yesterday and today, and did some good hard training in the mornings, and just felt good generally. But it's like every time I wake up, it's always the same thing. It's like, I don't really feel it. I think I'm gonna skip training this morning.
You train, you feel better,
and then I go train. I feel awesome.
Feel better. You feel awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I lifted this morning too.
I just trust in the process.
My knee is starting to feel better again. It's still not 100%, but it's feeling 100% better. I was feeling a lot better, so that's pretty cool. I was worried about that one for a while because it's just a weird energy. Man, it did. My knee was doing weird shit. Like it was, I got that stress fracture, and when I would turn the wrong way, like the bone would kind of shift, and I would feel it click, and man, it freaked me out. It's not doing that as much anymore, but man, it was really bad for a little bit.
By the way, shout out to our second sponsor,
Lavender Lane. What is this?
This is a
I wear
mask.
this to make you feel fancy, feel bad, pansy ass, feel better. Yeah.
So you can get this mask on Teespring.
Did you make those?
Yes, I did. I will copy the link and put it in the comments section. It says, I wear this to make your pansy ass feel better.
Yeah.
Either way, it's still, you're wearing
Still,
a mask.
you're still wearing a mask. I guess I'll commend you for at least wearing a mask.
So.
And it does make me feel better. So I guess you are true. And I'm definitely a known pansy. So I guess, cheers. Cheers to wearing your mask.
I can't wait. Plus, I bought a couple masks today.
Yeah, I can't.
Off of the website Etsy.
I've determined that
creative ones.
I'm no longer allowed. Yeah, some of them are pretty funny.
Yeah,
Arnold Schwarzenegger with the face with the mouth open. Another one I saw that was pretty funny was I saw a funny one yesterday. I can't remember what it was, but it was pretty funny.
What were you going to say though?
I was going to say that I have decided and determined that I no longer have any moral high ground to comment on any of the COVID-19 sitch. Because I train fucking at the gym every day with like fucking 60 people in a room on top of each other breathing. Like, how the fuck am I doing to fucking quell the spread of this goddamn disease? I went and had fucking drinks at a bar yesterday. What the fuck? How can I point fingers at people? I do wear a mask when I go to the store, and I wear the mask in the segue.
You're a big man for admitting.
Yeah, I mean, more it's. I would say that at least I am. I wouldn't say that I'm unaware of the effectiveness of wearing a mask, because I still think that it's just ridiculous to think it doesn't help at all. You're just crazy. And you should be wearing a mask when you're in general public. There are, again, loopholes, because it's funny to me. Like when you walk into the restaurant, you have to be wearing a mask, but as soon as you sit down, you can take your mask off. And I guess it's because you're not intermingling with other people, so I'll accept that. But I don't know.
We live in crazy times, bro.
We're living in crazy times. The world is a crazy place right now, filled with crazy people across the board. I've been writing a lot. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I wrote a couple articles. I got that job with that Aces Jiu-Jitsu company.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they pay me $50 an article. That's pretty cool. So I have about 3 written in the pipe, but they just release them whenever they feel like releasing them for the official blog site. So that's been fun. Working on my writing. I enjoy to write. It's funny. I don't enjoy the process of writing because it sucks. Like, writing is a very difficult thing to do. You really have to kind of dig deep. Like I was listening to this.
Is that chewing throughout?
Are you just trying to irritate me? I figured you should just throw fucking Chex Mix at the screen. Like you're just trying to fuck with me now. What was I saying? Writing is difficult. It's tough, man. Like I was watching this documentary, this thing called it's the new documentary on HBO. I forget what it's called, but it's about the Golden State murderer. It's actually pretty cool because the girl who cracked the Golden State murderer case, because it was an unsolved case, this guy systematically raped and murdered. I love systematically too. That's the new word right now. Everything's systematic. It just pops out of my head. There's a systematic problem. This guy raped and murdered, I think it was 40 or 50 people up and down, probably way more than that, up and down the California coastline for probably 15 to 20 years, over 15, 20 year span. They never caught him. It was an open case for a long time. This woman who also happens to be Patton Oswalt. You know who Patton Oswalt is?
No.
Little comedian, little short comedian. You would know who he was. If you saw his face, you'd know exactly who he was. I can't think of any movies he was in that make him special. But he's a pretty well-known comedian. Little short fucker. It's Patton Oswalt's wife. Well, this girl, she had this mystery blog post thing where she wrote about murders and rapes and all these things on this like kind of investigative sleuth page. It's like a big blog posting, and it got real famous. I forget what it's called, like True Detective or some shit like that. True Detective stories. Or well, she was one of her passion projects was writing about this Golden State murderer guy. That's not the way it is, but anyway, she was writing about this guy, and she got asked by the LA Times magazine or LA Magazine or whatever to write a large form article, a couple thousand words article. So she really researched a lot of it, poured a lot into it. And during the course of her research, she ended up coming up with the information that eventually led to this guy being arrested.
No shit.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So this documentary, it's cool because it's written, I mean, it's filmed from kind of the point of view of what it's like, because she eventually wrote a book about it too. So it's filmed from kind of what her personal struggle with just writing the book. And eventually the amazing part of it is because, writing and researching a book, it's just, you just sit back and you write and you research, and it fucking sucks. It's bullshit work. It's horrible. You do it because you love it, because you're passionate about it. You don't really do it because,
What's the name of the show?
God damn it. I don't have my phone on me. I can't think of the name of the show. It's on HBO. It's about the Golden State Killer. It's called And Then You Were There. I can leave. Don't leave me alone. Some shit like that. It just came out. It's on episode 3. Comes out every Sunday. It's a series. I think there's probably 8 or 9.
It's on HBO, you say?
Yeah, it's on HBO. But it's really cool. It's really cool. The point I'm trying to make is it's one of the quotes. This goes back to me talking about how difficult it is to write. One of the quotes that Patton Oswalt wrote was, she would, because she's got a family, and then, and she would have to go write, and she would leave to go, like, during Thanksgiving and shit. She'd be like, "Oh, I got a pages ready, so I got to go leave and write." And he'd said something about, like, when you go write, it takes 5 hours to write out however many pages you write out. And he said that, it really only takes you an hour to write it. It takes you the other 4 to get your mind right, to be able to dig deep enough into those deep places to get the words on the page. And that's kind of true, man. It's fucking like writing is like a bitch, man. It's hard. That's why writers are fucking miserable fucks. It's not easy.
I'm looking on here and I can't see.
It's called.
Is it called Golden Life?
No, it ain't called Golden Life. It's called. Just Google HBO murder mystery series.
Well, I'm on HBO's app right now.
Are you? It'd be right up at the top. List a couple of the things up at the top.
Let me see.
HBO. If anybody watching at home,
I May Destroy You, Legendary, Expecting Amy, Close Enough, Scoob, Doom Patrol. No,
hold on.
Featured series.
No.
I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
Okay.
That's the one.
All right, I'll check that out.
That's apparently something he said to his victims or some shit like that after he murdered them. The guy turned out to be a cop, which is kind of crazy. And they caught him because of one of his sons did a, what do you call it, 23andMe DNA test. You know what I mean? To find out where his lineage came from or his background came from. And the DNA code from the murder site ended up getting linked to his son. And they're like, "Hey, man, what's this, and this?" And it was, it wasn't him, but they could tell it was a paternal member of his family, of his immediate family. So they went to his father and they caught his father, and his father's DNA matched. Yeah.
Wow.
And it all came because, like, in all the, I mean, they researched this. I mean, like the police, they had zero leads. Detectives, prosecutors, they were all lost, and this guy terrorized. And it's crazy because it didn't really get a whole lot of. It's a really good story, man. It didn't get a whole lot of media because in those days the media worked a little bit differently. Like, they didn't release things to the public
This is why you don't send your saliva into the internet.
Yeah, no fucking shit, man. No fucking catch you for. I'm fucked already. I had to find out where I came from. Now they got my. Who knows what they're doing with my DNA? They got to have little clones of me running around.
They're making your robot replacement right now.
That's funny. My robot. Gonna be angry and fucking fucking neurotic. What the fuck? Why am I so crazy?
So what else has been going on?
I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. Did you watch? You didn't watch the fights this weekend, did you? Never watched the fights.
Yeah, I'll fucking know.
Tell me about how Kyle did. Kyle had a good fight.
Yeah, he had a couple issues because it was interesting. The first takedown, he actually hit his own head.
Oh, really?
And almost knocked him
on the mat or in the.
Yeah, like somehow.
Like he picked him up with a double leg and slammed him on the ground and smacked his head on the ground?
Yeah, smacked his own head.
Yeah, that happens. Billy almost knocked himself out in a fight doing that.
Yeah, and so he had to fight through that shit. And then, he needs to work on his cardio because he was having some cardio issues, but he dominated the fight anyway. Like he fought through all that shit. Mm-hmm. Dominated and won.
Wasn't the guy overweight too by like 8 pounds?
Yeah, the guy was overweight. But I think Kyle has some things to work on. He's got to definitely work on his cardio, and he's got to work on a little bit on his strategy. Like there's some things about his strategy that I need to tweak with him. Because he tends to go for the same thing once he gets the guy to the ground every time, regardless of the situation. And I need him to understand that when the situation is fluid, you have to be fluid as well,
Oh, wow. Look at that. Very prophetic.
Yeah.
That was nice. When the situation is fluid, you must be fluid as well. That's a very black belt.
Hold on. Oh, this is the gym phone. I should probably answer this.
The gym phone? You're going to take a call right now? Can you?
Gracie Bradenton, how can I help you?
Oh, wow. So I get to go solo now. This is fun while Sonny's taking a call from the gym. I had to do a sales.
I hung up.
All right, good fucking guy. I didn't feel like riffing. I wasn't in the mood to freestyle. I was just gonna go off on some tangent. I'm glad you pulled me out of that.
But yeah. So a couple things we got to tweak. But yeah, and then Josh, I think, is having his tournament this weekend.
Yeah,
his 155 qualifier.
Yeah, then he did his. He moved it down from 16 to 8 guys for his absolute.
Oh yeah,
I had to drop out. My knee's still fucked. I thought about calling. I could probably go. I could probably still do it this weekend, but I don't really give a fuck. I would only do it just so I could go hang out with everybody. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I just want to go hang out with Jimmy, Bobby Edmonds, and Joe Baez.
I'll be there.
That's the only reason I'd want to go. If he'll let me go, I may still go, but I know it's tough because he's trying to keep bodies out of the gym. Oh shit, man! Disney World's open again.
That seems like a great idea.
I don't want to talk about it. But again, who are we to judge? How can we have moral high ground? We're teaching classes with multiple students that we would assume are safe, but you don't know. You're not following that guy around all day long. There it is. How can I judge? This is the new me. This is the new me. Very non-judgmental. Very, very toe the line. We're in for some hard times. I hope so. I don't know, man. Who knows, man? Who knows what's going on? Who knows what's happening? Who knows what's going to come in the future?
I just think you're going to see all this news about COVID. I'm not saying that the issue is going away, but I was saying all the coverage of COVID and how bad things are, I think goes away after November.
Yeah, we'll see.
The
media. I can agree with you a little bit. I think this is bigger than election. I really do. I don't think this has as much to do with the election as it's become an election hot topic just because that's a summer before the election. But what remains to be seen with the amount of cases that explode and whether you didn't want to believe it or not. And that's the big thing now. Who knows? Who knows if the science is even sound on the testing? It's so
that's it's like for me, it's hard for me to believe any numbers that anyone gives me when like they lost my test.
Yeah, I know. It's like they lost it. Sorry. After
Right.
8 days of waiting. Are you dead?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You must be fine then.
So who knows, you know? So I just don't think anybody can give any accurate information on this thing.
the way I and understand it too, and the way I've heard it explained too, is from other people, is that the testing is flawed simply because they were such a mad rush to get testing together that they're still experimenting with which tests are the most viable, to tell you the truth. So a lot of the information, not just the tests themselves, but the gathering of that information and the analyzing of that information has been sparsed out to so many different companies because they were in such a rush to get tests out there that it's pretty inconclusive. A lot of the tests are flawed. A lot of the information collection is flawed. They're making a lot of mistakes because they're trying too hard to get the test going. And we'll see. Like, you know, the only number that matters is the dead bodies. And that's where we're at now, I think, unfortunately. We're in the matter of just, you know, until there's dead bodies stacked in the streets, no one's going to give a fuck. And that's just what's going to happen. I mean, and again, I hope it. I don't know. I'm not trying to say it's going to happen. It seems that what did Pete tell me? Pete Malinelli. I was talking to him the other day, and he told me the number to really watch is the hospitalization ICU rates. And there's a website that can actually track the number of hospital beds available in your area and the county and the state, and how many ICU beds available in the county and state. Because even the death numbers, you can't even believe that anymore. They assume it's COVID a lot of times. You know, they mark COVID on there.
There's been some proven cases where, like, and these are just anecdotal examples, but I'm sure if it's happening once, it's happening more than once.
Right.
But like, you know, guy tries to kill himself, commit suicide by shooting himself in the head, goes to the hospital, he's on life support. While he's there, contracts COVID and
dies of COVID.
And they say it's a COVID death.
Well, I mean, that's the gray area. Technically, he died of COVID. If you shoot yourself in the head, then you go to the hospital, you died of complications resulting from the suicide, but the suicide didn't kill you. You died because you caught something that happened, like you died of heart failure, you died of fucking kidney failure.
I don't know. I just think it's messed up to count every death just because. And they actually William Murphy today told me that the CDC has now designated a difference: deaths with COVID and deaths because of COVID. Because until recently, they've all been being collected together as deaths because of COVID.
Yeah.
And it's like no, just because somebody has, like, George Floyd was found to have COVID. Do you think he died of COVID?
Did they really find out? Did they find out he had COVID?
Yes, he was COVID positive. Do you think that's why he died?
Maybe it is.
No, it's not.
I'm fucking with you. I just want to throw that shit out there now. I would. The funny part of that is I would like to see. I would just like to see people's brains explode, trying to piece that together. Like the All Lives Matters crew would have to wrap their head around the fact that we have to say he died of COVID so we can disprove the Black Lives Matter. My head is exploding right now. I have to wear a mask, but I don't want to. It would be a fun debate to see that go down. I'd love to see the Facebook post. I can't even look at Facebook anymore. I turn it on. I'm just like, oh my God.
It gets me angry.
It just makes me crazy. It makes me crazy. What the fuck is wrong with people? What's wrong with this world we're living in? It's insane.
Yo, what's up, Justin Whaley? Hey, Justin, buy my COVID mask. The link is in the comments.
Throw Justin a link. You want to come? You want to jump on, Justin? Send him a link. See if he wants to jump on.
The link is in the description.
Yeah, but people can't figure that shit out. Justin Whaley.
I'll post it into the fucking comments.
He should be able to figure it out. Justin's jumped on before. Let's talk to Justin. I like Justin.
There.
I don't know, man. I'm just sad, man. Trying to will do anything I can right now to not draw divisions. Just get people fucking remembering we're all in this fucking game together, and politics really doesn't mean anything. I get it. I guess. I don't know. It does. None of that shit matters. We still live in America, whether you want to believe it or not. It's really, and then like, I just don't get it, man.
I feel you.
I just don't get it, man. People are literally like losing their minds. Like losing their minds. Ah! It's like, Jesus Christ, man, this shit's gonna go away. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna all move on.
I hope.
You know, even I don't even want to get into it. We're moving. We've been moving in the right direction for quite some time. And I have my opinions on things, and other people have their opinions on things. But at the end of the day, we have to be cordial with one another. We have to coexist. Nothing happens when we're trying to kill each other all the time and curse each other out on fucking some stupid ass phone app. Sell pork bellies, buy gold. That's good. I don't know how you do all these tricks. That's why I love you. Buy gold. As I'm trying to instill a sense of calm. You're like, fucking load your guns. Go buy gold. The dollar is dead, people. Save yourselves. Save yourselves.
Oh, here he is, Justin.
Justin. What up, Justin?
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. He's lingering in the studio space and the
It says device is not connected, so he's probably in the process of.
Yeah, he's figuring it out. Is he on his phone? He might have to share the link. Or, you know, I'm talking about copy and paste. You have to copy and paste it into it. Well, now, because he was in the studio.
Justin, we don't see.
Turn his camera on, maybe. Maybe he didn't turn his camera on.
I mean, I didn't do anything. I can't do any of that. He has to do that.
He has to do that.
There he is.
There he is. Justin Whaley. What's up, man? Oh,
What's
yeah,
up?
you're at work today, huh? Uh-oh. I think his internet's fucking shit. That's probably the problem. There we go. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. If your internet craps out on him, we're gonna kick you. Your internet's a little choppy. No big deal.
Yeah, station's a little rough here.
You're good, man. What's up, man? Go back to the other one. I don't like this one, Sonny. How do you make it change? There we go. It's better.
That's better.
Just too much. Too close. I don't need that. I don't need that thing up my ass. Everybody can see my fucking nose hairs. We just don't talk to Sonny. We just look at Sonny's pretty face. I like that.
Yeah,
make sure you eat chips though when it comes just to you. Make sure you shove shit down your face. Just an utter disregard for anything else. That's why I love Sonny, the king of fuck it. What's up, man?
How
How's
you guys
life?
doing?
You working today?
Yeah, working.
At the firehouse?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
You look very
You two doing all right?
Yeah, you know, another day. Another Tuesday.
Yeah.
Another Tuesday. It's hot as hell. It's fucking so hot in Florida.
It is
AC doesn't
miserable
work
up
very
here.
well. Yeah, it's just summer. The dog days of fucking summer, man. How have you been? You've been seeing your share of cases. You're up there in Indiana, right? Or
Yeah. It's still fairly slow here.
Yeah.
The cases are rising, but kind of, it's like I know like 5 or 6 of the people that I know that have had it haven't even ever showed symptoms of it anyways. And so I'm sure they've passed it to people and those people haven't even got tested. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too, man. I've had, and I keep seeing these things, and I guess it's like I said, it's just going to take COVID-free state. Good breaking news. The funny thing is that could be someone's going to fucking comment on that. Someone is going to take us idiots for our word and like quote this as like fucking reality. That's the world we live in now.
Yeah.
Any asshole with a YouTube channel is a resource. I've had quite a few people in my vicinity that have come positive, and like none of them have had any fucking serious issues. None of them. Not across the board. Like, and I get it, the sliding scale, and the thing that concerns me is the science, the numbers, the statistics don't lie up to this point. So as cases start to increase, therefore the amount of hospitalizations and ICUs and deaths should increase correspondingly to the cases.
Yeah.
But we're also dealing with a situation where now we're testing more people, and the people we're testing are all younger and not immune compromised and aren't getting sick because of that. So maybe those numbers are going to start to change. Who the fuck
Well, and then
knows?
like I know people that have been around people that have tested positive that should have it and are testing negative.
Yeah, 100%.
So I mean,
and that could and that could go back to how fucked the fucking testing is. Or right.
Yeah. Well, or it's just not as bad, or the system's fucked.
Yeah, we're all fucked. The whole. I think it's a combination of all of the above.
Yeah,
I still think it's hovers somewhere worse than the flu. It's COVID is the new AIDS. I wouldn't go that far. It remains to be seen. Again, the next month or so is really going to be the determining factor. I mean, because now again, several states have just said fuck it. Like Florida just said fuck it. Texas is dialing back a little bit, but they pretty much said fuck it. So over the next 3 or 4 weeks, we'll start to see if hospitals get overrun, if we start to see ICU beds unavailable, and that cataclysm. Say that again.
Are you saying just fuck it, as in open everything back up? Is that what Florida's doing?
I mean, we haven't really shut anything down. I mean, they shut bars down.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, they didn't shut down bars. They just shut down the bar's ability to serve alcohol, which is basically the same thing.
Well, if you're not a restaurant, a freestanding bar, you have to serve food.
No.
Which is this is an odd differentiation.
Right.
Well,
because if you serve food, technically you're sitting at a table.
Something that I found kind of interesting is you have places like we just got back from Pennsylvania here last week, and out there the bars are all serving stuff to go, like giving you alcohol slushies to walk around. It's like being in New Orleans. Yeah, so if they can do it during all of this, why can't we do that all the time?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
Who
it's all
knows?
It's all fucked.
Man. It's all fucked, man. Like I have my, and the thing with me more than anything is like, I don't want to believe that we're all being lied to and it's all conspiracy, because if it is, then what the fuck, dude? I'll just fucking start fucking going Wild West. Why the fuck? I mean, if we don't have some kind of code of ethics that we believe by, and we don't live by some kind of rule or some kind of law of rule or rule of laws, like, why the fuck are we even doing this for? So based upon that, like, I want to believe that the people that are in charge of caring for us aren't completely fucking manipulating us. And I don't think that that's the case. I just think that people are very strong to jumping to conclusions. And one thing I will say in support of Donald Trump is this: like, when you talk about the difference between a policymaker and a medical professional's job is to keep you alive. So their sole purpose is to say, okay, cool, I'm going to keep you alive. So based upon that, they're probably going to err towards the side of safety, and they're probably going to look at more of a disaster scenario type situation. And because this virus is so new, and they're literally learning things on a day-to-day basis about it. Their main concern is, look, we got to fuck shut everything down. We got to put everything off. And Donald Trump is saying, hey, look, that's your advice. I appreciate that, but we have to think about this on other terms aside from just straight up safety, because there's a safety from not getting infected, but there's also a disaster from allowing the economy to fucking completely take. And that's something.
Well, like it or not, you have to look at it as more of just a healthcare thing. You have to look at it as everybody. Because it's not just the people that are getting sick that are getting affected. Like you said, it's everybody that is getting, for lack of a better way of saying it, screwed over, because they're losing everything. They're, it's the whole country. It's not just the people getting sick.
And that's the one thing that I always talk about when I talk about the never maskers. And I get that. I get you're confused because you're upset because you feel like you've been lied to, and you feel like you're being But like, dude, like it's a fucking piece of cloth. You wear it over your face when you go to fucking Walmart, and you take it off when you leave.
Yeah.
You know, even if even if
people
you
wear
think
it for hours and hours at work. I
oh
mean,
shit, dude, you're you can probably wear that fucking thing all day long. When you go to fire, you gotta wear a fucking thing on your goddamn whole fucking face, man. You know, my dad was in the hospital with cancer. For 6 months, he had to wear that goddamn thing every fucking day.
Yeah.
It's and I get it. Even if you think it's the mark of the beast or whatever crazy shit these people are fucking feeding into, just wear the fucking thing. If it means we get to open back up again and it appeases the talking heads, just put the fucking thing on.
Just put this one on. Now.
Put that one on. Wear Sonny Parlin's mask. Be ironic about it, but at least you're wearing a goddamn mask.
I like that. I'm gonna have to get one of those.
Yeah, see, it's pretty good. It's not bad. But you know what? You're wearing a fucking mask. I'll be proud of you. I'll take a picture of it.
I just can't wear it at work. Can't wear it at work.
It makes me crazy every time I see these people losing their shit over a mask. I see those things, and I think less about the lie surrounding wearing a mask and more about how fucking manipulated they are by whoever crazy entity is putting that shit in their fucking head.
And like, I don't like wearing one. I don't want to wear one all the time. But if I go into a business or whatever that says, hey, you have to wear one too. Like, we went to a restaurant in Ohio on our way back, and it was you had to wear one until you got to your table, then you could take it off. Fine, I'll wear a mask for the 15 seconds it takes me to walk to the table. And there's some people that just blow up and lose their minds about it.
It seems stupid. You're right. It seems fucking stupid. Why do I got to wear this mask? I'm literally walking from here to here.
Yeah.
But you're not. I'm not qualified to figure out why it's stupid. I guarantee you that they don't. And that's the thing. You think people just pull this shit out of the sky? There's scientific rationale behind it. Yeah. I'm sure there's a reason why. As you're walking through the room, you're intermingling with other people. When you get to the table, you're at your table. Those are the fucking 4 or 5 people you're there with. And fuck them. You're gonna get them sick anyway. You know what I mean? Like they came to have dinner with you.
And I've told everybody that, like, I'm not worried about me getting sick. If I get sick, man, I'll take some time off work or whatever. Yeah. Like, I've got, an elderly mom and an elderly stepdad that I don't want to pass that along to.
Right.
So, I didn't see them for probably a month and a half during the beginning of all this stuff. And like, she's all but told me, like my mom, she's like, we're not doing that again. We're not going to go that long. But I mean, I wish people would just, I don't want to say take it more seriously, but just, like you said, wear the damn mask every once in a while.
Just even if you think it's fucking ridiculous. And that's what I think about. It's not like, because the next step is they're going to lock you back in your fucking houses, and then we're going to have running for fucking tyranny. You know what I'm talking about? Well, which I can agree with. If you're locking somebody in the house, I won't, again, I get the idea of it. And again, I don't think that people are doing things for nefarious reasons. I really don't. But you have a legitimate claim, and I will give it to you. Again, I don't agree with it, but I will listen to the legitimacy of your gripe when people are really taking your liberties away by telling you can't leave the house.
Yeah.
But all we're saying is please just cover your face, please. Yeah.
Well, there's countries that do it all the time already.
Right.
And it's not like it's an enforced thing. It's just they think the populace thinks it's a good idea. So
I read an interesting article the other day about one of the reasons why Japan is having such, because Japan they never had real serious lockdowns. But people weren't there. They shut bars down. They shut down live music venues and gyms and a few other things like that. But they didn't really have like a mass lockdown. And the number of their deaths and cases are very, very low. And one of the reasons they gave for that is because if you go to Japan, they're all fucking crazy. They all wear masks anyway.
Yeah.
The Asian countries, because of the pollution and fucking they're buried on top of each other, they all generally wear masks all the time. And one of the reasons they said for their lower numbers is because people were wearing masks willingly without even thinking twice about it.
I would like to see, and I guess it's just going to take time, but see what will happen to us months or a year down the road after all of this, because we all should have been washing our hands, good hygiene, and all that stuff, anyways, before. But we're all doing it at a hyper level
Right.
now, and I'm
Right.
washing and cleaning and Lysol and
So
bleach
Sonny's
and all the
scratching
match
his ass.
stuff. Well, except for Sonny. Sonny's going to be okay.
Sonny's just a fucking savage. He ate dirt. We already established that. He's fine.
But I just wonder what that's going to do to our immune systems and how we're going to fare next year
That's a good
at
point.
this time.
That's a good point, because based upon that, when that's part of the reasons why staph infections and bacteria have gotten sick. We're so fucked. I don't even get. Don't depress me anymore, Justin. I don't want to go. I don't want. I don't
I'm
want my
sorry.
brain. I don't want my brain to open up to that. But that's actually one of the reasons why we have these super staffs and these. What's the bad staph? What's the one?
MRSA.
MRSA, right? And these
Yeah.
super strains of MRSA is because of all of the hand sanitizing and antibacterial soaps and shit. These bacteria, because viruses are fucking living organisms. They adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
like
and then you
organs.
also have like the late 90s through the early 2000s, doctors were prescribing antibiotics
Everything.
like it was going out of style. Like you had a sniffle, oh, you got an antibiotic. Or you had this, you got an antibiotic.
I'm a child
now
of that. I'm a child of that.
Yeah.
era.
And now you have all of the people that are just all of these diseases or bacteria that's just constantly it's heightened, and it
Yep.
just I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that stuff is bad, but it has its place.
Yeah, we're fucking whatever. I hate to say it. We're in for a good purge. This world needs it. That's I mean, we're gonna
happening.
fucking. We can't.
It's
we can't.
happening.
I mean, it's just central. It's just simple. It's just simple fact, evolution, scientific fact. We can't sustain on this planet's resources and the amount of growth and birth that we're human beings have gotten to the point where we believe we are smarter than nature, which is a very real thing to think about, because you got to remember, like, nature's always going to fucking win. What did I posted that quote from Carl Sagan, and I thought it was really funny because it wasn't funny, prophetic. It said, extinction is the rule, survival is the exception. And that's pretty goddamn true, because like as we are gaining the ability to live longer through medication and through genetically modified foods and through advanced farming techniques and scientific medical research and all those other things, that the population of the planet is coming to a point to where the planet cannot keep us alive anymore. We're running out of food. The ways we're producing our food are contaminating our environment to making it completely unlivable for us. So what's going to happen is the human race is going to get to a point, as smart as we think we are, nature's going to be like, nah, I'm still going to take over from here. So thank you very much for your input and your time, but we're just going to move you out and bring on whatever other fucking organisms want to contain and populate the world and the planet, the universe.
Bring in the next thing, the next best thing.
Oh, fucking A, man. We're going to go like the dinosaurs. But until that time runs, I'm just going to keep having fun,
Yeah.
23-year-olds. Living the fucking general fucking disgusting life I continue to leave. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry,
My
Mom.
morality is gone. I got nothing left anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Off
you wanna-
subject. Go
Oh,
ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
I
not.
was just
Please,
thinking
please
all-
bring up another subject. Save me,
Well, I was
Justin.
gonna, are you guys training now, or are you guys still
Fuck yeah, I'm training.
Yeah, I'm training too.
Good.
man.
good?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I've
I've gotten back to it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm conflicted. I go every day, and I smack hands with a group of people, and I just think to myself, what a hypocrite I am.
You know what though? Like you said though, you have to live. I mean, here's the
Yeah.
thing. Okay, so and I'm a little bit different than you guys because you live in a bigger area. But like us, we've got like 6 or 7 guys that we train with. We train 4 to 5 days a week, and so they're just like family. They're just like my coworkers that just
Yeah.
we're rolling around on the ground together. But
Yeah.
we're living in a gym versus living in a firehouse or living at home or whatever. So it's really not that different. The way I look at it, I might be wrong. Fucking
We'll
if I am.
see, man. Like I said, I really think the next month or so,
Yeah.
is really going to be a determining factor in how bad shit's really going to get.
Yeah.
Because I read a few articles again on why the death rate has gone down over the long course is, again, the statistical averages should not vary from one point to the next. Like, if the disease is what it is and as it mutates or whatever, like the statistical variation should kind of stay the same. And one of the reasons I read for the dip in mortality rate is the fact that hospitals are still operating at a full capacity. So when hospitals get to a point to where they can't accommodate for the sick anymore, those people that don't get the medical attention they need will start to die, and therefore the mortality rate will start to go up.
I heard Israel came up with a promising vaccine.
I saw that too. But again, that was on some crackpot fucking news site. When you know what I mean? When I see it in reality, when I see someone of fucking legitimate fucking credentials that say, "Hey, we've got something to work for this," then I buy into it. And who knows who's fucking legitimate anymore? I'm trying. I don't know. I'm struggling. I'm struggling.
You don't know who to listen to. I get it.
I don't trust the media.
Yeah, I know. I still do. I want to, but it's got to be like verified news sources, and like I trust the media in regard to like I have common sense. You know, like it's obvious when things are bashing or when things are, are political minded, but there's also like reality in the factual data, and you take that factual data and you use it to make your own determinations. But what I don't trust, the problem with saying I don't trust the media means now, okay, what I do put my trust in is any asshole with a fucking YouTube site. Because, whoa, you can't trust the media, but I'll trust this kid from fucking Uzbekistan who's bouncing his fucking, is bouncing his IP address off of 5 different things so no one can track him. But I'll trust what this guy has to say. Is insane as it fucking is, but I'll trust him.
Well, I just think it's important, like, if you find yourself reading a story, like, look for, even if you don't want to, like, look for the other side of that story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I get that. I can follow that rationale. I can follow that train of thought.
Just because if you don't know what the opposition is saying, then you're just being fed one side of a story that in a narrative. Like, I think you have to look when people are arguing about a subject, I think you have to try to be empathetic to both sides and really try to put yourself in the shoes of both sides to see where they're coming from before you can make a decision on something. You know what I mean?
I get that, dude, but like facts are facts. So we'll take this for an example. Okay. So like if I shoot Justin in the face with a gun, right? The story is I shot Justin in the face with a gun. Now, the politicalization of that is, well, Justin was, harassing Kevin to the point where he had no other judgment, no other recourse of action to be able to defend himself because the systematic fucking disgrace of Kevin's name was brought to a point where he could never deal with it anymore. And then you have the other side that says, well, Justin was just defending his honor and, was the victim of an angry person that was pissed off. The fact of the matter is I shot Justin in the fucking face. You follow what I'm talking about? So,
yeah.
No, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. I would never shoot you. You probably have more guns than I do anyway, Justin. I'm horribly inept at fucking. If we had a fair fight, I think I could handle myself. But like, I got no guns, man. I ain't shooting you, bro. I can shoot myself before I can figure out how to pull the thing out of a fucking holster.
But the thing is, like, the for me, like, the facts aren't always the facts. Like, CNN put out this vicious article, like article after article, actually, attacking these Covington kids. I don't know if you guys remember this, for this standoff with this like Native American guy.
Oh yeah, the little skinny white dude that was wearing the "Make America Great Again" hat.
Right. Well, it turns out like the narrative that was behind that story was so wrong that CNN actually had to pay this kid a lot of money. Like,
he wasn't even having and the end of it, he wasn't even having a standoff with the Native American.
$250 million defamation suit.
Yeah.
Because CNN was more interested.
They ran
in
with
views. It. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying, like, the facts aren't always the facts.
Yeah,
that's why you got to look into every fucking story that
But-
you see
but
because
you-
it. Go ahead.
But now you can't systematically say that everything that the media says is false based upon that one action, and that's the slippery slope.
No, but
And I'll tell you the difference between real media and horseshit, because CNN acknowledged the fact that they were wrong and say, hey, you know what, we probably went a little too far with this. We jumped to conclusions without having the facts, and they issue a retractment. That's what real news does. That's what real media does. When's the last time you heard one of your fucking cockamamie news sites fucking issue a retractment on a bullshit story?
Bro, I have seen bullshit story after bullshit story on CNN, and it's funny because I don't know about you, but I actually watch the White House press briefings, and I love Michaela McEnany. I don't know how to say her name, because she points these things out. The first thing that she does when she comes out is she's like, okay, so today this story was printed, but here's what actually happened. And then she fucking fires, like, she just basically drops nuclear bombs on the media every single day, showing them to be liars and basically showing them to be like just out for blood for Trump for no reason. And they print false shit. And she goes up there and owns their ass. I've seen her own Jim Acosta.
That's debatable.
I've seen her
that's
own
debatable.
Jim Acosta make him look like a fucking idiot.
That's
Like
debatable.
every single dude.
That's based upon your personal preference.
Jim Acosta doesn't need someone to make him look like an idiot.
Well,
He's
I
an
mean,
idiot.
you can also look at the facts and say that maybe the president isn't doing so great of a job, but maybe he has fucked up here and there, and maybe the media's job is to criticize the president. And maybe if he had balls, he would address those criticisms instead of simply saying, fuck everybody, they're out there, they're lying to me, and send some pit bull viper like Kaylee out there to fucking shred everything.
But she does address the criticisms.
No, she doesn't. She shoots them out of the water and blows them up because, so who are you believing? Are you believing the entirety of the media world, or are you believing one person because this is his opinion on the situation because he's jaded?
No,
because people dare to confront him.
When someone brings out charts and figures and shows you like the real shit, you can't argue with it.
Yeah, I can show you charts and figures to prove my points too. That's not the point. Like, Dad, everything's manipulatable, man. I refuse to believe that the media is a sham. I just won't do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to listen to it. I'm just not going to do it.
I'll be the odd one here. So like, I don't really, I don't know if you guys look at my Facebook ever or whatever, but like, I don't like either side of the fence right now. I really don't. And I think there are media outlets out there on CNN, Fox, whatever you want to look at. And I think both of them, they cater to one side or the other. And they're supportive. That's all there is to it. But I don't know if I don't want to call it a sham, because I like to believe that they try to help out the American people, but I think they lean one way or the other, obviously.
Well, yeah, but they always have. And that's the point. Like media has always been fucking political. It's always been politicized. Yeah. It's just that's the way shit goes. That's the way it fucking is. Like there's a checks and balances. The checks and balances process is based upon political affiliation. That's fucking life. That's our system here in America. That hasn't changed. What's changed is the amount of fucking like vigor and anger between the sides, and you can say whatever you want. I don't know. Think about fucking this current administration and the former administrations to find out.
I say
which one's the angriest we've ever had.
I say the fourth estate needs a fifth estate.
The fourth estate needs a fifth estate. I don't know what that. I can't follow that.
That's the media. It's typically referred to as the fourth estate. The fourth
needs
branch,
a fifth. Needs someone.
The fourth branch of government.
Who oversees that? The government. Because that's not a free press.
Like that's the idea. Like the idea is you have the three branches of government, and then they call the media the fourth.
Yeah. I still don't buy. I still don't buy the media is not a vetted. I don't believe it. There's still vetted news organizations out there that still try to seek the truth. That's what journalism does, to try to protect the people from tyranny. What's happening now is a tyrant is basically telling you what the truth is, because and it comes from the left has left it wide open for him to be able to do that, but he's basically telling you, I'm beyond reproach, You can't criticize me because everything I do is perfect because I'm the man and everyone else is just eating that shit like it's fucking ice cream.
I'm not saying he never does anything wrong. All I'm saying is that he gets blamed. It's like people want to blame Trump for this pandemic, for instance. It's like, tell me exactly how this pandemic is Trump's fault.
Well, that remains to be seen.
When in fact,
because you're the man in charge.
When he, bro.
If Obama was in charge, you don't think Fox News would be blaming him if this is going on right now?
Your precious fucking Democrats criticized Trump when he closed the fucking Chinese border because of this pandemic.
Well, they called him
xenophobic, bro.
That's what the news does, dude. That's what the news does. Everything that President Obama and every president before has been criticized.
This is the news you trust. So he issues a fucking travel ban from China because of COVID-19.
There's rationale to believe that.
And Nancy Pelosi goes out and starts telling people he's fear mongering. She literally went out. I saw a news clip. She literally went out walking around in Chinatown, telling people to come to Chinatown. Please come to Chinatown because the president is being racist. You should come visit Chinatown. It's a beautiful place. Dude, he was fucking shutting down travel to restrict the fucking virus from getting here.
That was a mistake. I mean, right. It wasn't right. He did the right thing from shutting down for China. Ain't wrong with that.
And they fucking criticized him for it. And
what's happened since then, though, Sonny?
But what I'm saying is nothing that he can do is ever fucking right.
That's not really true.
It is true.
That's not really true.
If you talk to Nancy Pelosi, if you talk to Nancy Pelosi, if you talk to AOC, if you talk to these Omar, what's her face, if you talk to all these fucking Democrats in Congress, nothing that the president does is correct. He never makes a right decision ever.
Talk to every Republican in Congress and Senate during the Obama administration. Mitch McConnell said his only goal as a senator is to make sure that Obama doesn't get elected for a second term. That's fucking politics, man. Yeah, that's how they do things.
That's just politics. Bullshit.
That's why I don't like either side.
But the point I'm trying to make is that the only reason that we are so fucking divided right now is because Donald Trump just can't say, fuck you guys, I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. Because that's what every other president's done in the past. They don't give a fuck about the media. Fuck the media. He makes it a point. He makes it a point to blast on fucking Twitter. All their lies. Everyone's lying. I can do no wrong. So that now there is no checks and balances against Donald Trump because he's convinced everyone to say that he is imperfect. He's perfect because everyone else lies about him. That's called being a tyrant. That's called being news sponsor. That's called nationalized news media.
I do believe that if you look, I mean, I'll have to find the figures. I can't pull them up immediately because I
pull them up. I don't give a fuck. Let's do it.
I don't know how to look. Because I don't know how to look for them.
Yeah, people that say that Donald Trump is being more abused than any other president in history are fucking retarded. Because every president gets fucking abused. George Bush, they almost fucking killed that motherfucker. They hated George Bush. Yeah, it's ridiculous. You're the president. That's your job. You're gonna be scrutinized. You're gonna be under the microscope 24/7. That's the fucking job. If you can't do it, you shouldn't be fucking. If you can't handle that, you shouldn't be president because you're a fucking narcissist.
All right. Pew studies news coverage of Trump more negative than for other presidents. Compared to other recent presidents, news reports about President Trump have been more focused on his personality than his policy, and are more likely to carry negative assessments of his action, according to a new study from the Pew Research Center Journalism Project. Researchers studied news stories from the early months of Trump's presidency, determining whether each story evaluated Trump overall in a positive or negative light. If a story had at least twice as many positive as negative statements, Pew said it had an overall positive assessment of the president. The reverse was also true for stories with a negative assessment. Fully 2/3 of news stories about Trump from his first 60 days in office were negative by that definition. More than twice the negativity seen in the stories from the first 60 days of Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, or Barack Obama's presidencies.
Because he starts that. His very first press conference he had was complete bullshit. The first press conference he had was lying that he had more people than like from day one after his inauguration address. He had his press secretary, Spritzer, come up and lie for his own narcissistic needs to talk about how there was more people than were actually there and show charts and all kind of bullshit to show how his inauguration was the greatest fucking inauguration of all time. It just wasn't true. It's not facts. So now when the news media calls him out on that, he attacks back. Then they say, well, fuck, you're being unpresidential for attacking back. And then it continues. The cycle continues and continues and continues. But whatever. I don't want to talk about that content anymore. I really don't. We're never going to see eye to eye on that. I'm just trying to help you to realize that, like, if you discount our checks and balances in this country, you're going to end up with a fucking tyrant that's telling you what to believe, and that's what's happening.
No, I'm just doing the due diligence of looking at both sides.
Yeah, I do my best to do due diligence too, but if you can't at least accept the fact that Donald Trump is a narcissistic fucking prick that is creating,
I never said that he was a perfect guy. I've always said said he was a dope.
Maybe not a very good president, to tell you the truth. I don't think he needs to be I don't think he needs to be a fucking figurehead for our fucking community.
I've always said he was a dope. I never
exactly.
I never said anything different than that.
Probably not the best guy to be fucking for people to find, because me and you know is a dope, but other people don't. And they fucking stand a line with whatever fucking crazy shit that fuckhead says.
Well, I'm voting for Kanye, so we'll see what you think when Kanye gets
good for you. Go fuck yourself. That's why the only reason you voted for Trump was just to piss me off last time.
Same reason I'm voting for Kanye.
That's why we're in the fucking problem right now.
Well, I think that's been a good show.
Yeah, we're good. I got shit to do. Yeah. Justin, I love you, brother. Sorry. Thanks for coming on so you can listen to me and Sonny bitch.
It's all right. I got a few in. It's all right.
Maybe we'll
gotta get back to work
next time. Hey, get back to work, man. Be safe, brother.
Yes,
Don't
take
hurt
care.
yourself, man. See you, brother.
See ya.
Peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love. Sonny Parn, I love you.
I love you.
Let's